Good day, everyone. We're here again for another episode of Transcending Consciousness. I'm Tim,
Like Casey.
and today we will talk about the law of attraction. So, the law of attraction has been there in not only in spirituality but in the secular world. It basically tells us that whatever you visualize, whatever you think, it will come into reality. So, this has been exemplified by the famous book, The Secret, which details this process wherein you are supposed to think positively, to think of a certain circumstance or a certain object that you want to get, and it will effortlessly come true as long as you think clearly about that person, of that circumstance, that object. And this has been here for a long time, and there's a lot of debate between its reality or not. So, Casey, do you have want to narrate your experience?
What happens, guys? Not all of us can really apply the law of attraction. Some people I know they tried it, but their manifestation did not happen. So a lot of people out there are actually disappointed because they did not get what they want. So they feel that the law of attraction is not true or not real. So what happens really is that today we will discuss how to strengthen or how to use properly the law of attraction, because in reality it is actually happening, or it is actually creating what we want, but actually it depends on our subconscious mind. Sometimes we do not know that we are unconsciously creating the things that we do not want to happen. So, based on my experience, the start of my spiritual journey, I discovered upon the law of attraction, and then at the very beginning, one of the things I've learned is that we should connect first to our higher selves, okay, and then from there, if it is a part of our divine plan, the things that we want to happen, then it will happen. Okay. So during that time, I tried to meditate, without even knowing how to meditate. So I meditated, and then I tried to connect to my higher self, and then from that state, I tried to visualize the things that I wanted to happen. And one key ingredient to this is that we should feel, okay, feel the emotions once we manifested our creation. For example, what would you feel if you already got the things that you wanted? So, of course, I would feel really happy. I remember one time before I entered med school, I had to undertake this test, and I had 4 years of no physics and chemistry and mathematics. So I just took the test. I did not take any reviews schools. And then honestly, there's one part of the examination. I thought I had 1 hour left, but in reality, the proctor told me I should answer the remaining 50 items in 5 minutes. So I ran out of time. I just shaded letter B. So instead of feeling worry or guilt that I did not take any review classes, I focused for 3 months while waiting for the results. I focused on the feeling that I already got the score I wanted. So I imagined opening the letter, receiving the envelope, and opening the envelope and seeing the score that I wanted. So, and then the feeling, okay? Yes, thank you, Lord. Thank you, God, for this feeling. I focused on that feeling for 3 months. And then, of course, there were moments, doubts creep in my mind. So I had to remove those doubts. So slowly, just let the doubts flow through me, and then after 30 minutes of doubting, and then I just had to remove it and then continue focusing. So that is one of my experience with the law of attraction. It's not enough just by visualizing, but by feeling, by believing really that you can do it. So since then, my life has truly changed, and life just flows. So yes, the law of attraction truly works, and then it just depends on how. What are you have to look within yourself. What are the things blocking your manifestation? Tim,
So we know that there's a lot of success stories in the internet and documentaries about applying the law of attraction because this is actually true. But why do some people cannot attract what they want even if they think positively? They've already exhausted a lot of time and effort in focusing in that object, in feeling that emotion of having achieved that object or that circumstance. Why do some people still with this cannot get what they want? So it's because subconsciously or unconsciously they have something that block that manifestation. For example, if you just say, I am intelligent, I am handsome, but there's that part in your being subconsciously that that says that no, I'm ugly, I'm
not worthy.
not worthy.
Yeah.
So this will affect. So even if consciously you have this image of positivity, if subconsciously, unconsciously, you have that thing that is opposite to what you are projecting consciously, then it will cancel out your conscious awareness or that conscious emotion, conscious thought. And it's very hard to resolve this because with the subconscious and unconscious, really you really don't know what's happening there. So you have to work within yourself and work on what are your unconscious and subconscious beliefs, thoughts, images that you are projecting upon the world, upon the universe that is contrary to what you want to achieve. So this is quite individual and it's really difficult to pinpoint a specific subconscious belief. That's why what you should do is, walk the spiritual path, identify your hang-ups one by one through meditation, through self-inquiry. You can uncover those unconscious, erroneous beliefs and then let them go. And once you've let them go, then try to apply again the law of attraction, and you will be surprised that you will be able to achieve your results.
That's nicely said, Tim. So, guys, remember, we are not our bodies only. We are not our thoughts only. So, before we tried to explain that we are actually spirit, our beliefs, we have the identity body, and then the mental body, the emotional body, and finally the physical body. So, guys, always remember that we are spirits. Okay, so you should focus your awareness should connect to your spirit. We should realize that we are spirit. Okay? From the point of the spirit, the life energy flowing from the spirit, remember it will pass through our beliefs, okay, about life. So a lot of our beliefs in life are erroneous. For example, I'm a separate being. God is over there. So once you automatically believe that, you automatically reduce your creative powers. Okay. So, or I'm not worthy. So the life energy will conform to your belief consciously or subconsciously. And okay, so from there, the belief now, from this belief, so the life energy will conform to that belief, and then now our thoughts will be based on what we believe in. So, for example, I cannot do this. I believe that I cannot be a good cook. So naturally, I won't think of thoughts making me a good cook. Okay, so our thoughts will now be based on what we believe in. So our beliefs will affect our thoughts, our way of thinking, and then our way of thinking will affect our way of feeling, and then from our way of feeling will affect our actions. So throughout our lives, we have developed this behavioral patterns, these negative behavioral patterns of, for example, I'm a pessimistic person. Okay, so naturally, um, so naturally, I will not think of optimistic thoughts. Okay, and then as time goes by, it becomes already a part of me. It becomes the part of my subconscious mind. So that behavioral pattern, being pessimistic, it is there unconsciously doing. So even, for example, one day I decided, okay, I should try this law of attraction. I will try to visualize positively. But that behavioral pattern is in me. Me, thinking of bad thoughts, reacting negatively. So that is what we need to address through the spiritual path, through meditation. We should reflect upon and then see those negative behavioral patterns hindering our creative powers. Okay, so once you have removed those your old selves, you have transcended your old selves, then your creative power becomes more, or you can manifest things, and then you will see your life will change.
So this is all an inner transformation, and sometimes you cannot deduce whatever inner work or inner circumstance a person have, and therefore, it works. The law of attraction works differently to different person because they have different inner circumstances. So, for example, if you have anxiety or depression, I would suggest that you don't use the law of attraction. You have first to seek help to resolve uh, your psychiatric problems before you apply the law of attraction. Because if you try to apply it and you have these conflicting images, conflicting projection to the matter light, both in your subconscious, in your conscious mind, in your subconscious mind, and in your unconscious mind, they project differently, then the message will all mix up. And because of that, what is returned to you by the universe may not be the most ideal, and in fact sometimes may be harmful to you, because for example, if your subconscious belief is very strong, it will override the conscious behavior even if you've tried so hard consciously. So it's, remember to resolve first your psychology. And as a higher interpretation, when people go into law of attraction, what is their wish? So it's always, I want to get this money, I want to be rich, I want to buy this house, I'm going to project this image of the house, a very big mansion, which I will live in 5 years. That is what I'm thinking. Yes, that is true. And if you have a very high level of attainment and you have resolved your psychology, you have resolved your separate self in your unconscious, subconscious minds, you can indeed manifest, that house with lots of money. But do we wish to have this? I mean, is that part of your spiritual growth? If you are in the early stages of spirituality, that is allowed, or that is actually part of your spiritual growth, to experience a life of affluence. But as you walk in the path, like in the final embodiment of Jesus, Jesus did not anymore use that power of the law of attraction to enrich himself. He used that to send a message to people, changing water to wine, walking in the Red Sea, summoning, multiplying the fish and the loaves of bread. Those are the extremes power of the law of attraction for someone who has reached a very high level of consciousness as Jesus. So we who have a certain level of consciousness, we do not have that instantaneous power of law of attraction. But in higher stages of Christhood, we can achieve that. But remember, that's also there's some conflicting idea here. Because when you actually reach that higher level of consciousness, these material things have no meaning anymore. I mean, what you want is your service to life and to work on your ascension. And because this, monetary, financial wealth, this wealth is no longer necessary for spiritual growth, even if you have that power to manifest instantly riches, you won't do it in the higher levels of the path. So it's really kind of conflicting because right now that we're in this level of consciousness that we want money, we do not have actually that power to manifest it. But in the higher, once we've resolved our second and increase in consciousness, and we have now that power to use the law of attraction and had an instantaneous return, it's no longer important for us. It's really, quite ironic.
Actually, what Tim is actually trying to say, at the beginning stages of the spiritual path, yeah, those wishes or those visualization about, monetary wealth, a beautiful home, successful job, a career, those are actually the wishes of the ego selves, of our lower selves. Okay, so as previously as I mentioned, one key important factor of the law of attraction is for us to connect to our higher self, so to connect with God. They said once you are already connected with God, like Jesus mentioned in the Bible, it is the Father within me that does the work, the miraculous work, not his ego. Okay, Jesus is completely aware that his ego is not doing the miraculous jobs. It is our spirit. It is God within us. Okay. So yes, at the beginning stages of the spiritual path, we can still focus on those things, and then once we have experienced those things, as you grow higher, you become you become less attached to the material world. You are now focusing on your divine. Hopefully, you are focusing now to your divine purpose in life. But yes, at the higher stages of the spiritual path, there's a big temptation. Okay, some spiritual people, they are tempted to use the power in selfish ways. Like for example, they want to demonstrate to the public, oh, guys, I can do this, I can levitate, or I can manifest something out of nowhere, or manifest things out of nowhere. But that is, remember, that is from the ego self. So once you revert back to that, okay, you automatically decrease again your power. You automatically go lower down again in the spiritual path. So yeah, it can be, sometimes it can be dangerous for us, but we should always remember that our goal is for us to transcend this lifetime, to ascend to the spiritual realms, and to remove our attachments to the material things, as Jesus did in the past.
So I guess that's it on the law of attraction. So feel free to comment down below on what you think, the law of attraction for you, and if you tried it, and what are your experiences.